What's going on, gentlemen? My name is Jack Scrimshire. I'm the founder of JC Grooming, and today I'm going to show you how to trim your beard using nothing but scissors and a comb. Now, before we get started, I do want to say this is not a beard transformation. If you're really looking to transform your beard, you can do that with scissors, but it's much easier to do with clippers. So if that's what you're looking to do, check out this video above and I'll show you exactly how I did that a few weeks ago. So I did a beard trim video a couple weeks back, and I mentioned that there were 3 ways to trim your beard. You can use hair clippers, beard trimmers, or scissors like these. And in that video, I only used the beard trimmers and the hair clippers to get the shape that I wanted, primarily because I was taking some length off and changing up the shape a little bit. But today, I'm just looking to clean it up, tighten it up, and make it look really good without taking any length off. So that means I'm just gonna do it with scissors. Alright guys, so the first thing that you're gonna need for this beard trim, as I mentioned, is a pair of shears. Now, I don't recommend that you use kitchen shears because those are designed for other stuff. Now, generally speaking, a normal pair of scissors will do the job if that's all that you have. But if you can drop $8 to $10 on a nice pair of stainless steel, super sharp hair cutting shears, it's going to go a long way in the quality of your trim and the healthy cuts on the hairs. The next thing that you're going to need for this trim is a comb. And I'm not talking a cheap plastic stamped together drugstore comb that costs you maybe 20 cents. I'm talking about a real nice plastic or wooden or oxhorn comb. Something that's not going to statically charge your beard, and something that'll cut through the hair and really make sure that it's laying in place the way that you need it to. Now, that being said, if all you have is a cheap drugstore comb that costs you 20 cents, go right ahead. Just be aware that it might statically charge the hairs, causing them to stick out. Alright guys, so the first thing that you're going to do is, just like any other beard trim, wash and style your beard. I don't like to put balm in it for mine because I want to see those hairs before they get shaped that want to stick out extra long. But if you want to use a light hold balm, that's okay too if you need it to kind of get your beard into shape. What I like to do is jump in the shower, wash my beard with beard wash, and then come out and blow dry it to shape. And if I really need to, this was especially when I had a longer beard, I'll throw in a little bit of balm or a butter, just to get a little bit of shape to it without laying down hairs that are longer than the rest of them that need to be cut away. So once you've done that, you're ready to go. I've already done this, so let's get into the trim. Now, as I mentioned in my other beard trim videos, it helps to have a contrasting backdrop to the color of your beard. So I have a white wall, a yellowish white wall behind me, and when my beard was longer, I liked to wear a white shirt. So I think that's enough talking. Let's get into it. The first place that I like to start is on the sides of my beard. You'll see here that I've got a lot of these pieces that are just longer than the pieces around them. So I'm going to start out combing these down and getting those into shape. And what I like to do is just come in and take anything that's too long. So with scissors, it's nice because you can go nice and slow and really be careful and selective about which hairs you're cutting. So that's a benefit to using scissors. Alright, so I'm going to start cutting the side and I'll show you what I do here. So I keep the scissors parallel to the shape of my beard and I just start going along this edge and snipping as I go. So I'll show you how I do that. I'm really just taking 1 to maybe 3 hairs with each cut, so you're going to hear me take a lot of cuts. And that's okay. I'm kind of working this dent into my beard, so I'm going to take that out so I don't mess up this cut here. Alright. See, and that's important. You want to make sure that as you're trimming, you're not trimming into a different shape. If you have kind of a dent in your beard that you normally style out of it, or a wave or something like that, you want to make sure that you take care of that before you start cutting to that shape and you're stuck with it. So I'm just going to continue going up this side and kind of shaping that up, or getting rid of the longer hairs, and I will probably fast forward through this part so you don't have to watch the whole thing. Alright guys, so this side is basically done. The one thing that I want to do is take a little bit of weight out of the sideburn here and kind of fade it into my hair a little bit. So the way that I do that is just by combing it out like this and getting that nice straight line there, and then I just kind of clip across it, and I'm angling upwards so that the hair gets a little bit shorter as it goes up my face, and that took some of the weight out of there. Alright, so this side looks a lot better. It's cleaned up, it's a lot less weighty in that sideburn area as I mentioned, and it's just not all over the place like this side is. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side following the same steps. Alright guys, so I just did the other side. It's a lot cleaner now. It feels a lot better. I took some of the weight out of the side. So the next thing that I like to do is take care of the front. And right here my beard grows faster than anywhere else. So I always get these corners. You can probably actually see it if I turn the right way. But anyway, I just like to take care of this. So I come in and I basically do the same thing. I'm keeping the scissors parallel and just snipping off the hairs that are longer than the rest. And I'm going to do the same thing over here and just follow across the whole front of my beard. Alright, and I don't know if you guys could tell from the sound, but I'm barely taking any hair off there. I'm really just kind of going over to make sure there's nothing that's longer than the rest. So if you were to compare my beard right now to the beginning of the video, you would see that there are less long hairs and flyaways in the sides. The front corners have been toned down a bit, and everything is a little bit more evened out across the whole front and sides of my beard. Now the next step is to take care of the bottom, and this is where you're going to see the most change, because the hairs on the bottom tend to grow out and just stick down, so they're a lot more obvious. So here it kind of depends on the shape of your beard. Some people have a rounded bottom, some people like myself have more of a flat bottom, where if you look from the side you'll see it kind of comes straight into my neck. And other people just have less shape to their beard. They're a lot longer and they just kind of grow it for length and not so much for the shape. So this part is going to vary a little bit depending on what your shape is exactly. But for the most part, it is also the same, because all you're doing is taking everything that's longer than the rest of it. Now I will say, don't be overzealous here. If you see something that's definitely longer, snip it away. If you're not sure if it's just a little bit straighter today and it'll curl back tomorrow or whatever, then you might want to leave that one alone or just take a little bit off, because it's not, the goal here is not to lose fullness, it's just to clean things up. So it's better to leave things and touch them up again later if you realize in fact that it's there all the time, than it is to take things away and lose some of that length or fullness that you might have. So on the bottom of my beard, same thing, keep it parallel and just snip across. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the beard trim. All you're really doing here is you're taking the scissors and just taking away everything that's extra, right? And it doesn't take very long. It's fairly simple to do, pretty hard to mess it up. And worst case, you have to come back and you have to do it over again because you might have missed some stuff. The clippers, like I said earlier, don't get that same even coverage that trimmers do unless you're very meticulous and very careful about it. So if you find that you weren't so meticulous and careful, just come back the next day and take away some of the rest that's still there. Now, I'll be honest, I don't typically do the scissor trim quite as much as the clipper trim, just because I'm very comfortable with the clippers. I've been doing it for a long time and it's a lot faster, but I do tend to pull out the scissors at the end of that clipper trim to clean things up and make sure that I got everything nice and precise. So guys, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this every single Friday and sometimes sprinkled throughout the week, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, if you have any questions at all, anything that you need clarification on or need help with, go ahead and drop a comment down below. I'm here to support you, and I want to help you get better at trimming your beard or caring for your beard or maintaining your beard or learning more about your beard. So if there's any questions at all, always feel free to drop them down in the comments and I'll be glad to answer. As always, gentlemen, I'm Jack Scrimshire with JC Grooming. Thanks for watching.